Today we're going to be focusing on adding and subtracting numbers that are already in scientific notation. So it can get complicated, but I'm going to walk you through it step by step. Looking at this number, let's just concentrate on this whole number first. I'm going to color coordinate it so hopefully you guys can follow along. I'm going to do all of this number in purple. So let's focus only on this number. My exponent, when this is in scientific notation, is 5. 5 means that I'm going to move this decimal place 5 times. And I say positive 5, so this number here has to remain greater than 1. Meaning that I need to move this decimal place over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In these spaces, I'm going to add my 0 for my placeholders. So that number is completed. Now let's focus on the next number, and I will do that one in pink. My exponent is 6. Again, the exponent means the number of times you move the decimal place. It does not mean how many times or how many zeros there is going to be. Only the number of times that you move that decimal point. So I'm going to move it 6, and it's a positive 6. So this number here has to remain greater than 1. Meaning I'm going to move this over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully you guys agree that both of those numbers are greater than 1 because we had a positive exponent. Now, in your calculators, you guys can add those two numbers together. I have already done that, so I'm just going to write down the number, which is 5 with your comma, 4, 7, 0, 0, 0, 0. Now, looking at that number, hopefully you understand that that is in standard form, meaning it's a regular number at the moment. But we need to have our answer in scientific notation. What I did with my class is where I said you have some number between 1 and 10 times the base of 10 with some exponent. Well, let's figure out what it is. This number, we say, has to be between 1 and 10. Right now, this number is bigger than 10, so it's a problem. My decimal point is currently all the way over here. Now, for this number to be between 1 and 10, it needs to be at this space here. Would you agree that 5 with your decimal point 4, 7 is between 1 and 10? Hopefully you said yes. So I'm going to write down 5 with a decimal point, 4, 7. Now let's figure out what my exponent is going to be. Again, it's how many times you move this decimal place over. Let's move it over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We moved it 6 times. So my answer is 10 to the 6th power. And it's a positive 6 because hopefully you guys agree that this big number is larger than 1. So we use a positive exponent. Now, on this side over here, we're dealing with subtraction. Similar concept. So for this one, let's focus on, we still keep my colors going, this number in purple. Okay, but this time we have a negative exponent, which means that this number has to be less than 1. Right now, it's bigger than 1. So if I have my decimal point here, I need to move it this direction so this number will become less than 1. So I'm going to move it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my decimal point is now there. It's not there anymore. And we fill in my zeros for my placeholders. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this number over here, 7.9, I already have it written there. But my exponent, again, is a negative number. It's negative 6. Negative exponents mean that this number here has to be less than 1. Right now, 7.9 is greater than 1. So I'm going to move it this direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and fill in my zeros. Okay, now when you subtract this number from this one, your calculator or your brain is going to tell you that it is the decimal point all the way over here, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, 7, 6, 2. Now, hopefully, again, you agree that this number is in standard form, meaning it looks like a regular number at the moment. It's not in scientific notation yet. Okay, so again, this number has to be between 1 and 10, but it can't include 10. Remember that. Right now, this number is less than 10, so it does not meet this criteria. My decimal point needs to go from here to here, because hopefully you agree that 7 with your decimal point, 6, 2 is between 1 and 10. Let's count how many times I move my decimal point. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's it's erased, so this decimal point is no longer there anymore. And I moved it 5 spaces, but this number, hopefully you agree that it was less than 1. So it deserves a negative exponent. Now you're going to try some practice problems on your own.